I would do another one of these random car vlogs. This is just a process for me, kind of like an experiment. I'm wanting to improve on my, speaking, my thoughts, getting them out of my head, because it's not something I'm always very good at, and it takes me about 10-12 minutes to get to work. So I just thought it's a good use of my time to just do these little vlogs as I'm driving, and it's going to be whatever I've got on my mind that I think that I can talk about for maybe the 10-minute journey to work. When I can get out of this junction, I can get going. So what I thought I'd talk about today is about a video that I watched a couple of nights ago, and it's this neuroscientist. Oh God, it's really shining, that sun. I hope you can see me. But anyway, this neuroscientist, she was talking about your energy, getting your energy right, and all the things that, kind of like goes with that. Obviously you feel better, and she was just saying how things just happen more when you're more in line with having a positive attitude, a positive mindset, how you can see things much more clearly, because there's things that you miss when things are going off right in front of your eyes. If you've got more of a negative mindset, and that's what you end up getting, more negativity. So it's kind of like where you put your focus is what you get back. So I thought I'd kind of like do an experiment on myself and just see if any of this stuff actually works, because she was talking about a couple of experiments that scientists had done, and one of them was they'd put a bunch of people in a cinema and they showed them a film, and this film was apparently nasty, a really nasty film, and I think to the fact that some of these people actually walked out, it was that bad. Then they put in another set of people in the same cinema, in the same room, but this time they showed a really nice film. And after this second lot of people had been in that room, they reported feeling anxious, scared, angry, and they didn't know why. And apparently it's because the previous group that had been in had left their negative energy in the room. And I just found that quite fascinating, quite honestly, that you can leave negative energy behind and other people can actually pick up on that energy. And I guess it makes sense when you think about it. And one of the other experiments, and I'm sure this is a well-known one, what many people might know, but it's the gorilla one. So I rewatched it last night, and you've got, I think there were 6 players just passing a ball from one to another, and you've got 3 of them in black t-shirts, tops, and 3 of them in white, and they got told to concentrate on the people in the white t-shirts and to concentrate on how many times they passed the ball to each other. And this is the one where the gorilla walks on, bangs his chest and walks off again, and the majority of the people that were concentrating on the people in the white t-shirts never saw the gorilla. And again, I just find that quite astounding when you realise that's happened right in front of your eyes. But it's true, you can and do miss stuff. Do you know, yesterday there was hardly any traffic here. I know this is a different subject, but there was hardly any traffic here, and now today there's loads, but the weather is absolutely glorious today. So one of the other videos that I was watching, I think she's like a manifestation coach. I'm not really quite sure what she is, but she's called Regan Hillier. You might have heard of her. And she's one of these, I mean, she's doing incredibly well with her business, but she was talking, again, on a similar thing about being positive and all of that. And she was talking about kind of like when you want to level up, when you want to get to that, you know, that next stage, whatever you're searching for. And so she's got an alter ego, and hers was Next Level Regan. And it kind of made me think about that, and I thought, you know what, that is, in a way, it's a good idea. When you think about things in the third person, I think it just makes things a little bit easier. So I think I'm now going to have an alter ego when I ever have these self-doubt moments, and or you know, where you're overthinking things. If you was to give advice to someone, you'd just give them advice, wouldn't you? And so that's what I'm going to do with my alter ego. Whenever I want to do something and I'm finding things a little bit hard to get straight in my head, I'm going to bring up my alter ego Maxine, she's going to be called. So that, I quite like that idea. I always try and let one person out here at the junction. It's my good deed for the day. Oh, okay. Going up on pavement. So yeah, what's your thoughts on positive thinking, positive mindset? Do you think you notice more when you're a positive person? I mean, yesterday I had a really lovely shop actually when I got to work. We've been short staffed for quite a while and then it's been quite stressful. And yesterday we'd been told, sorry, let's go back a bit. We'd been told that we were getting this temp, but it's been a few weeks. Anyway, this bloke come in yesterday and it was our temp. And he's absolutely a lovely, lovely bloke. Right, I'm just going to try and get out of the roundabout now. The dreaded roundabout section. But yeah, he's a lovely, lovely bloke. And he's someone who is full of energy and really nice. And do you know what? It was absolutely lovely yesterday in work. And it was really nice being around someone who had got that energy. So it's absolutely true about surrounding yourselves with the right people. It does have that right effect on you, whether that's somebody who's positive or someone who's negative. It does rub off. Regarding work, you don't really have an awful lot of say in who you work with, unfortunately, do you? You know, who's employed is employed. That if you can find someone that you have got either a friend or a family member or whatever, and they have got that good positive mental attitude about them, it's so well worth spending a bit of time with them. Yeah. And what I've noticed about a lot of these, well, they're more like business people, some of the videos that I watch, but they all seem to have, some have what they call mentors, or some have got what they call coaches, I guess. But it just seems to be a really good idea if you've got someone who you can talk to and really discuss your problems with, or your thoughts, and just get everything out that you kind of need to. One thing that I'm not very good at is talking about feelings and stuff like that. For some reason, it's not. Yeah, I don't know whether it's because I'm British and we've got that stiff upper lip, and you don't talk about this and you don't talk about that, and so you don't. And I don't know whether that's one of the reasons why sometimes my thoughts don't automatically just come, and I can't just automatically say what I want to say. which it is frustrating. So this is why I'm doing this process. And I've just pulled into work, and yeah, I'm going to park in my favourite spot. I do like my favourite spot. I did park. Let me just get in before I did used to park in the spot next to me here, and I ended up having to move. I'm sat in an office which is kind of like just in front of me, and I can see it all of the car park. And one day, quite a while ago, someone, a delivery man, had actually, he'd come into the car park. He shouldn't have even been in here. He weren't delivering to anything in this car park, but he decided to be cheeky and come in here because it was close by to where he was delivering. And it's always a very tight car park here. It's not very big, and it's always really busy. And he'd got this van, and so he'd parked kind of like in front of me, and then he was reversing round, and my car was here, and he caught the front of my car and did a bit of damage. So that's why I end up parking here, just so it gives me a little bit more leeway if they're turning round. But yeah, so that's why I like this one now. But I don't know whether that's a little bit, I don't know, is it a little bit ADHD? I don't know. Does anybody else have things that they have to do? It's like drinking out of a cup. For me, I have to have the same cup for whatever I'm drinking. If it's a cup of tea, I've got a certain cup that I drink out of and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just really fascinating to me the way our minds work, and understanding a little bit more about how your mind works, for me at this moment, is really quite intriguing. But yeah, so that's my rambling video of today. I'm going to post it because it's all a process, like I said, for me, and I think it's a win for me today. I've kind of talked the whole way to work, and that's what I'm aiming on doing, getting them thoughts just flowing a little bit more. But anyway, it's now time to go into work, and yeah, it's a lovely day, and I really should not be in work, if you ask me. I should be out there enjoying the sun. I hope you are enjoying the sun in whatever way possible. But yeah, anyway, I'm going now. Thanks for watching. Bye. You see, this is what I was talking about. I've just finished the video, and I've remembered something that I wanted to say, and this is why I'm trying to do this process. But what she was also talking about, this scientist, if you're interested, you might not be, but she was saying that we don't actually see with our eyes, and it kind of like floored me a little bit, and I'm thinking, how can you not see with your eyes? But what she was saying is your eyes are basically just there to let light in. The light goes through your eyes into the brain, and it is your brain that is constructing whatever it is that you see, and it just beams it back out of your eyes. I think I've heard her once say it's technically your retinas, I think, what are attached to your brain. But that's something else I did not know. I mean, I'm 56. How did I not know that you don't actually see technically with your eyes? They are there simply to allow that light in and out. But this is why I'm doing this process. I need to get my noggin in gear. Right, I'm actually going now. Bye.